If you ever find yourself in Atchison, Kansas, and you're drawn to the darker corners of American history, there's one place you simply can't ignore: the Sallie House. At first glance, the home at 508 North 2nd Street looks like any other small-town residence. A modest, aging two-story house with peeling white paint, a small front porch, and a quiet street. But behind that innocent exterior lies one of the most terrifying and well-documented paranormal stories in modern America. Long before the name Sallie House became synonymous with scratches, cold spots, and national TV investigations, the house already carried a shadowy legacy, one that may explain why so many past residents left abruptly, often without explanation. The sinister reputation of the Sallie House dates back to the late 1800s. According to local legend, the home once served as both the residence and medical office of Dr. Charles Finney. One day, a frantic mother brought her 6-year-old daughter, Sallie, to the doctor, believing the girl was suffering from appendicitis. In a desperate attempt to save her life, Dr. Finney made a critical mistake. He began surgery before the anesthesia fully took effect. Sallie reportedly died in agony on the table. Locals say her spirit never left the house. Though public records about the girl are scarce and the story's details remain unclear, the legend has endured, and so, many believe, has Sallie. Even before the house gained national attention, former tenants quietly reported strange disturbances: flickering lights, sudden drops in temperature, and dogs growling at empty doorways. Certain parts of the house, particularly the upstairs nursery and the basement, seem to inspire deep unease. In 1979, a couple reportedly broke their lease early, citing personal reasons and abandoning most of their belongings. In a 1990 letter archived by the Atchison Historical Society, an anonymous tenant wrote, "There are rooms in that house I wouldn't enter even in daylight. I could never keep the lights on in the hallway, and the stairs creaked when nobody was on them." But it wasn't until 1993 that the haunting truly burst into the public consciousness, when a young couple, Tony and Deborah Pickman, moved into the home. Before their move, Tony worked in graphic design and Deborah was employed in an office setting. They were newlyweds in their early 20s and had recently welcomed their newborn son, Taylor. The home was offered to them as a rental by Tony's employer's family, who owned the property. It was affordable, close to work, and seemed ideal for a young family. There were no warnings, no mention of any paranormal activity. They moved in around late 1992 or early 1993, expecting a fresh start in a cozy home. Instead, they found themselves at the center of one of the most notorious hauntings in American history. Shortly after settling in, the Pickmans began experiencing unexplained phenomena. Lights flickered without cause. Household items moved on their own. Their dog growled at empty corners of the room. Tony, in particular, was targeted by physical attacks, suffering scratches, burns, and even being thrown by an unseen force. Deborah, initially skeptical, began documenting the events meticulously. The disturbances escalated throughout 1993 and the years that followed, drawing national attention. Paranormal experts investigated, and the haunting was featured on television shows like Sightings and later Ghost Adventures, helping cement the house's reputation. Deborah later published their account in a book titled The Sallie House Haunting, chronicling the terrifying events they experienced inside the home. What makes the Sallie House so unique isn't just its tragic backstory. It's the consistency and intensity of reported paranormal activity. Visitors often report electronic devices malfunctioning, batteries draining inexplicably, disembodied voices, and even physical contact. Male visitors seem especially affected, sometimes leaving with unexplained scratches or bruises. Even trained guide dogs have refused to enter certain rooms. Atchison itself is no stranger to ghost stories. Perched on the bluffs of the Missouri River, the town has a rich and turbulent history. From steamboat disasters and Civil War skirmishes to orphanages and Underground Railroad connections. Some believe the land itself carries emotional residue, yet few locations inspire as much whispered fear as the house on North 2nd Street. Perhaps that's why no one warned Tony and Deborah Pickman before they moved in. To them, it was just a charming, affordable starter home. But it wasn't. The house remains one of the most visited haunted locations in America. In October 2024, it was featured in a national TV series profiling the country's scariest homes. Visitors still report strange sounds, eerie sensations, and the distinct feeling of being watched, even in broad daylight. Despite its chilling history, the Sallie House is open to the public. Self-guided daytime tours are available for $20, or if you're brave enough, overnight stays cost $125 per person. Guests who choose to stay overnight must sign a waiver, a stark reminder that what happens inside these walls may not be easily explained. Paranormal investigators from across the country still travel to the house, armed with EMF meters, spirit boxes, and infrared cameras, hoping to capture evidence of what lingers in the dark. So, if you're someone who seeks out real haunted places, not theme parks or Halloween gimmicks, but genuine paranormal hotspots, the Sallie House belongs at the top of your list. Just be warned, many who enter say they leave changed. Not everyone walks out the same.